how to install Java. So there are two things which we need to required before proceeding further. The first thing is we have to install Java. So first we need to do, we need to see how to install uh, Java. That's the first thing. And second thing is we need an editor where we can write a Java program. So normally Java programs we can write in notepads or text pads, any other IDEs we can still use it, but they are not much comfortable because we are going to write complex automation code. So if I use normal notepad or text bot, it's not much comfortable for us. So we need a specific kind of editor and where we can start writing your Java code. So Eclipse is very popular editor. It's called as a IDE, Integrated Development Environment. So IDE is nothing but any kind of editor where we can just write a code. Even Notepad is also IDE, a text box, edit plus plus, notepad plus plus. So everything is an IDE. So suppose if you want to write something, I'm using Notepad. Similarly, if you want to write a Java program or Java code, you need a special kind of editor, which will very helpful for us. So Eclipse is a popular editor which is available in the market. And there are some other editors also there. We have IntelliJ is also there. Okay. And there are multiple editors are there, but Eclipse is a very popular editor which we can use along with this Java. Okay, so first we'll see how to download these two and how we can install them and then get ready with the writing your Java code. So first let us see how to install Java. It's very simple. Just go to your Google and just type download Java and you will navigate to Oracle website. So this is your Oracle. Java is currently owned by Oracle. So till Java 10, there are a number of versions are there, and current version is Java 11 is going on. But till Java 10, everything is free. So Java is completely free. But from Java 11 onwards, Oracle is acquired Java. So now Oracle company is taking care of Java. So what they have done is they have separately they have make JDK and JRE separately. Okay, so JDK is available. The version of JDK is 11, and they have implemented. They have stopped implementing JRE. So till Java 8, JRE is present. So after Java 8, they are not implementing any JREs. So we have to download two components here. One is JDK we have to download, and JRE also should download. So previously it is not the case. So when you download JDK and install JDK completely, JRE is also part of JDK. But nowadays we need to download both and install both. JDK separately, JRE separately. And let's go to Oracle website. And here I will show you from where we have to download. So as soon as you started Oracle website, so you need to first of all sign up this particular website. There is a sign up process and it is very simple and easy, just like a Gmail, Facebook account. You do sign up process, right? Similar way, you can also do sign up process for this particular website, and then only you can download all software from this particular website. So here, so this is an option we have to use. So Java platform JDK 11 is the latest version, or you can just go and use these buttons, or you can just come down here. You can see JDK JRE is there. Server JRE is different, JRE is different. So this JRE is normally used in the servers, real-time servers. But if you are working on local laptops and your desktops, you can just use this one, JRE, and JDK and JRE. So once you click on this JDK download, and it will go to one more page here. So here there are multiple versions and multiple operating systems are available. So just come down here, and these are all saying JRE. Okay, these are all JRE software, but we need JDK, right? So let's go back, and this is talking about Java 8. Okay, so till Java 8 everything is free. JRE, JDK, everything is free. But if you download from this one, it will download JDK 11. So this is the latest version. So let's click on this. Okay, now this is your JDK 11. So if you install this one, you will get only JDK part. Okay, so just click on the accept agreement, and currently you are working on Windows operating systems, right? So that we need to just click on this one, JDK 11.0.2 Windows X 64-bit bin.zip, or you can download exe also. So I just suggest you just click on this exe file. Okay, you can just start installing, JDK. So just click on this exe file. I will just give you the direct link. You can just open this link and you can try this. Okay, so download JDK 11. 11 is the latest version. And if you open this link directly in the UI, so it will start downloading, but you need to do sign up process first of all. It will ask you the login to the Oracle website, then provide your login details, then try to open this link. This is the first thing. Okay, so it is starting downloading. So I already have this, I'm just discarding this. So this is the one thing, but sometimes this JDK alone is not sufficient. You need to also download JRE. Okay, so let's go back. And JRE available till Java 8. Okay, so after that Java JRE is not implemented. So still JRE 8 is used for all kinds of Java. So here in this particular list, you have to click on JRE. If you need JDK also 8 version, you can just go for this. But the JDK is available as the latest version. So 11 we have downloaded, and JRE, click on this download. Okay, now we will navigate to this side. Here Java 8 JDK as well as JRE both are available. So we need only JRE, we don't require any JDK, because JDK we have downloaded 11 version. Okay, so now we need to download only JRE part. So let's go to the second section, and here Windows 64-bit, there are two options are available. So we need to download always in exe file. So this is a link I'm just giving you. So you have to download this one. So this is a download JRE. So this changes happened recently, but previously once we have downloaded JDK, so JRE is also part of JDK. So after Oracle is acquired Java, so these changes are happened. So you need to download first JDK, install completely, and after that install JRE completely. Okay, so once you install, so let me just show you screens here, so you can just follow the same screenshot. Okay, so I'll provide this presentation. Okay, so you can just go through the same screenshot and how to download using links, and you need to start. So once you downloaded exe files, you just click on the start. Okay, so it is very, very simple, just two screens. So once you have downloaded exe file, click on the exe file, then it will start installation screen like this. Click on the next, and finally close this. Even JDK and JRE, so both you have to install in the same way. Okay, so once you have installed, so we need to do also certain configuration. So step one, so once you have download, install Java or install JDK and JRE both. So by clicking .exe files, it's very, very simple, just you guys can do that. But we need to do additional configuration. So first you have installed Java JRE. So immediately you can see one folder in C drive, program files. Inside Java, you will see two folders like this. So one folder is for JDK, the other folder is for JRE. So you can see these two folders. So once you have installed JDK and JRE both, so then you will see these two folders. Okay, so this is your default location, this is your default location. And if you want to change the location, you can also change this location at the time of installation, or else by default it will install under programming file. So this is the default location of Java. Okay, so that's it. So now, so once you have installed this Java, we need to do a certain configuration. So unless we do certain configuration, we cannot directly work with the Java. Okay, so once we have installed this, we need to do that configuration. How we can do the configuration? So let's go to JDK and open this JDK folder and go to till bin folder, because in JDK bin folder only we can find a lot of Java libraries. Everything is available here. This is actually installer files. So let's copy this particular path till bin folder and right click on this PC. This is very important step. Okay, so right click on this PC, and if you are working on older operating systems like Windows 7, you have to right click on my computer and then go to properties. So once you go to properties, you will see these options, And here you need to select advanced system settings. So go to advanced system settings. Now you will see one more window like this. And here just go to environment variables. And in environment variables, you can see two sections: user variables from admin, system variables. Just go to system variables, then select your path variable. You can see one path variable which is already created. So select this path variable, click on edit. Okay, don't click on the new, just click on edit. So once you click on this edit, you will see a lot of paths which is already added here. Okay, these are different software, different applications paths they have added here. Along with this path, you should also add the Java current path. So here you click on the new button. Now it will cursor is waiting for you here. Just Control V. Okay, so this is how we need to configure the path. So why we need to configure this path? Because we can run our program, Java programs, anywhere in your system. Not only from specific directory, we can create your Java program, we can compile and execute from anywhere in your system, from any location. So to do that, we need to configure this Java path. This is very, very important step. So until unless you configure this Java path, you cannot execute your code or you cannot execute your Java program. Okay. And once you copied this one, then click on OK button. And then again OK, and then OK. Then close this window. So this is called as a configuration. So here I mentioned here. So properties, advanced settings, environment variables. Okay, and in the environment variables, I have shown you how to add a new variable inside the path. So one more time I'm showing you. So right click on this My PC. Right click on this My PC, properties, advanced system settings, and then go to environment variables. And in the system variable section, just go to path variable, select only path and click on edit. And in this list, don't disturb other paths. Okay, let it be there. These are very, very important. If you corrupted anything, your system will not be boot. So these are very important. Some applications may not run. So don't corrupt these existing ones. Just click on new and add your path. Okay, then after that, okay, okay, and then okay, close this. So this is a navigation you have to do. Okay, so this is called as a configuration. So once you install in Java location, you need to set path variable. Set path variable. This is called as a setting path variable. So where under My PC, properties, environment variables. Environment variables, inside this path variable you have to set. So this is another step you have to do. So with this, we have completely installed JDK, JRE, and setting the path. So how you can verify whether the Java is properly installed or not? So first thing, we can go and see the folders which are properly placed or properly installed or not inside this JDK, JRE, both we should be able to see. The other verification is just open your command prompt. Just type CMD in the search window somewhere in your Windows operating systems. And once you open this your command prompt, you will see this particular window. So inside this window, you have to just type one command called java-version. Okay, java-version. So this command will give you the version of JRE, not the Java. Okay, so here the current Java version, Java runtime environment will be given here. And when I say Java C, it will give you certain number of commands here, Java compiler commands. So if you get these commands, list of commands, that means you have successfully installed Java in your operating systems, in your system. Okay, so this is how we need to install complete JDK, JRE, and setting up the path. So these are the steps you have to follow at the beginning. Okay, so install JDK, JRE, and then default location of Java and JRE is this one, and then configure the path. So these are the settings you have to do at the initial level. And today itself, we have to configure all these things and get ready with them. Okay, and the next one is this is of installing Java. Till here we have seen how to install Java. Now I'm going to show you how to install Eclipse, because Eclipse is also required to write our Java code. So let's go to again Google and just download Eclipse. Click on enter. Now there is official website is available. So just let's go to this official website, and this is our official website of Eclipse, and directly just click on this download 64-bit. So this is the button you have to click. Okay, now again it will go to the next window, and from here also you can just download this one or this one, anything is fine. So just click on this exe file. So it will start downloading one exe file. So I'm just discarding because I already have it. So I will provide you that direct link. You can just open this link and download link. So you will get one exe file. So once you open this link in browser, you will get an exe file. So once you get an exe file, you have to start installing Eclipse. It is also very simple. I have given screenshots very clearly. You can just follow the same thing. So once you click on this link, you will download one exe file. So the exe file will be like this. So once you click on this exe file, it will start installing your Eclipse. And once you get this particular screen, it will show you multiple flavors of Eclipse. So you have to select the first one, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay, so this is the first option you have to select, and click on this first option, and then it will go, this is the location where your Eclipse will install by default, and click on this install button. Okay, so once you click on the install button, now it will start installing your Eclipse. So it will take some time here. So once you completely install, finally you will get this particular screen. So it will give you the launch button here. So once you click on this launch button, then first time it will ask you the workspace location. First time. So workspace means all your Java projects, Java code, programs, everything, whatever you do in the Eclipse will be stored in this particular location. And if you want to change this workspace location, you can also change it. And select this checkbox first time, because every time it will ask you workspace whenever you are open your Eclipse. If you don't want to ask like this, just select this checkbox and click on the launch. So once you click on the launch, now Eclipse will be launched and your Eclipse ID will be like this. Is the first initial screen of your Eclipse. So before that, you need to do all these settings. So all this, you have to download exe file, then install exe file, and then it will start installation of Eclipse, and finally you will reach it here. Okay, so this is the Eclipse installation. This is also very simple. You can do that. And I already installed my Eclipse. Let me just show you how it will be. So where the Eclipse will be stored. So Eclipse by default will be installed on program files. So Java 2018-12. So this is the latest version of Eclipse. So when you open this folder, Eclipse folder, you can see inside this, you can see different files. And you can just create one shortcut of this eclipse.exe, because every time when you're launching your Eclipse, you have to click on this exe file. Just right click on the exe and send to just desktop. Okay, this will create a new shortcut in your desktop. So because every time you need to launch your Eclipse, so you have to use this exe file. Okay, so it is very, very simple. So because the one more important thing is, before installing Eclipse, you have to install Java. Okay, Eclipse required Java. So Eclipse uses Java internally at the time of installation. So first you have to install Java, and then you have to install Eclipse. Okay, this is the proper order. So once you have installed Eclipse, now my Eclipse is also ready. This is my Eclipse window. So this is my Eclipse window. And there are multiple sections you can see, like you can see some menus here. There are some icons. And at the left side, you can see Package Explorer. Okay, this contains multiple packages or multiple projects. So these projects I have created. So in your case, you don't see any packages. By default, it is empty. Okay, and when you're launching your Eclipse first time, you will see this particular welcome screen. You have to just close this welcome screen. You have to just close this welcome screen, and then you will see this kind of window. So this is called as Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE. So in this, we have to work with Java and Selenium, and in future. So in all the sessions, whatever we are going to learn, everything we are going to learn in Eclipse itself. Okay. So these are all configurations part. So download Java, JDK and JRE, and then configure the path of Java, and then download Eclipse. So we don't require to any configurations for Eclipse. Just download exe file, click on the exe file, it will go and install your Eclipse. And just open the exe shortcut, and then it will launch the Eclipse. So the only thing you have to do. So this is a environment setup. This is the first thing you have to do. This is called as environment setup. So once you have Java and Eclipse everything, now you can start writing your Java code. Now I'll show you how to create a project. So the first and most important thing is we have to create the project. So how to create the Java project? And within the Java project, we can start writing your Java programs. So how to create the Java project? So by default in the package explorer, you don't see anything. Okay, so these are the different projects I have created. In your case, you don't see any projects here. So we have to create a new project. A project in the sense is a kind of a folder where in which we can write all our Java programs. Okay, so now I'll show you how to create a Java project in Eclipse. These are all first initial steps. So let's go to file, new. You can see one option called Java project. Okay, so you have to select this option. Don't go for project. You have to select Java project. Now it will give you one more window like this. So here we need to give some project name. So here I will just give you Java morning batch. Okay, just some project name, because every day we use the same project, and every day I will create different packages inside the project, and I'll explain a lot of examples. So let's create some project name, give some project name here, and where this project will be created in this location. So by default, the workspace location will be maintained by Eclipse. When you're launching your Eclipse first time, it will ask you the workspace location. So in that workspace, all your projects, code, everything will be stored. So once you have created your project, then click on finish. Just finish. Okay, then it will automatically create a new project here. So this is your project folder. Now when you expand this one, you will see few more things like SRC is root package, and JRE system library also you can see here. And when you expand this, you can see some kind of files. Okay, so inside this project, we are going to write your code, Java code. Now let's see how we can create very basic Java program. So what I have to do is, SRC is a root package. Package in the sense it is a simple kind of a folder. Okay, so if you see here, right click on this project, go to properties, and under resource, here you can see the path where this project is exactly created. So if you go and see this particular path, open this path in Explorer somewhere, go to File Explorer and open this particular path. Now you can see whatever you have in this particular tree, everything you can see. But this class path and project are hidden folders, so that we cannot see in the window. But SRC we have, bin settings are part of your JRE. Okay, so whatever you do in this project in your Eclipse will be reflected in your folder structure. So within SRC, we have to create all packages, programs, everything will be part of your SRC. Means it is a source package. Okay, right. So now we'll start creating very basic program. So how to create a Java program? So just right click on this SRC, go to the new, select class. In Java, everything is a class. By default, everything is a class. So without a class, we cannot perform anything. A class is a collection of variables and methods. So in coming sessions, I will explain in detail about class, methods, variables, and we'll discuss in detail concepts. But for now, just understand it very high level. So don't dig into that. Just create one class. Okay, so now here we have to provide a name of the class. So here I'm just say first Java program. I'm just providing some name here. So whenever you are giving some name to the class, it should start with the uppercase letter. Remember this. All the class names should start with the uppercase letter, and the class name should not have any special characters, and class name should not have any spaces. Okay, remember. And class name should not start with the numbers. So it should always start with the uppercase letter and the two alphabet. You should not start with numbers. But you can use numbers in between this name or end of the name. You can still use numbers. But the class name should not start with the numbers. These are the naming conventions. So whenever you are creating a class, we have to follow these rules. Class name should start with uppercase letter. Class name should not have any spaces, should not contain any special characters except the underscore. Underscore you can use like this. Suppose Java, first Java underscore program I want to write. So this is possible. But other than this as symbol or hyphen or plus or equal to, so these are all special characters. They are not allowed. Okay. So make sure whenever you are creating the class name, so you have to make sure properly give the class name here. So first Java program and then click on finish. So now we can see here SRC itself is a root package. So as soon as you created a new Java program, it is created a default package. It is created a default package because we haven't created our own packages. So by default, it is created as a default package. Inside this Java program is created. So this is basically class. As soon as you created a Java class, it is giving this particular piece of code. So what it is saying is public class first Java program, and this is open brace and closed curly brace. So this base can be there in the next line also. Okay, so here this is called as a block of your class or scope. We can say this is the area of the class. Here the class is started and here it is end. So within this, we can create our Java code or methods, variables, everything will be part of your first Java program. So this is a class. So inside this, what I can do is I have to write a method. So this is basically area, class area. So inside this class, we have to include our Java code. So we cannot directly write your Java code inside the class. We must create a method, that is main method. So the syntax of main method will be public static void main string arguments array, and inside this is a main method. So this is basically skeleton of your class and a method. Okay, so in the coming sessions, I will clearly, detailedly explain about what is these keywords. So these are called as Java keywords: public, class, static, what is the string, what is args. So these things we will discuss in detail in the coming sessions. For now, just understand, if you want to write a single line of code in Java, we must create a class which contains a main method. So this is called as a method. And here we need to write our Java code. This is exactly area where we have to write our Java code. So we cannot directly write code into the class itself. So we have to create a main method inside the class, and within the main method, we have to include your Java code. Okay. So here I am going to write a simple one line of code. So if you want to print some output, I will just say system.out.println. So this is a command we have in Java, and in the double quotations, whatever we have created, whatever you have written, that will be printed as an output. So here I'm writing hello world, welcome to Java training. Okay, just I have given some text, and every line of the statement will end with the semicolon. So in Java, every line is end with the semicolon. Okay, so when you are creating the class name, right? So this is up to you. Okay, so you can just give every word starting with uppercase letter. Even if you give the small letter, no issues. Okay, but this is normal standard we follow. Okay, so, but first name should be uppercase letter. In the middle names, let's say Java program, so J is uppercase letter, P is uppercase letter I have given. That is up to you. That is optional. And if you want to clearly understand each word by word, you can just give uppercase letter, or you can still give lowercase letters. Okay, that's not important. But first one should be uppercase letter. Okay. So now, so I have just created one class inside this main method, and inside the main method only we have to write all the Java code. So even if you want to write a single line of code, we must create a class, we must create a main method. These are all mandatory things. Okay. Now how to execute this program? So I have just created a simple program, right? So every line in your Java will end with the semicolon, except the class name and method name. So this is a class, we should not put semicolon here. This is not allowed. Even for method also, we should not put semicolon here. This is also not allowed. But except the class and method, in all other places, we should put semicolon. Every line is end with the semicolon. So semicolon is representing the line is end. So this is the end of this line. If you want to write another statement, you have to write in the next line. So here I want to write one more statement, system.out.println, and here I'm writing Selenium training. So some message and end with the semicolon. So semicolon must be there. So every line is end with the semicolon. So this is a simple and very, very basic program. Let us execute this code. Run as Java application. This is how we need to execute. There are many ways you can execute your code. The first way is right click, run as Java application. This is the first way, first method. The other method is, you can see small green option at the top, right? You can also directly click on this option. It will execute. The third approach is just right click on this particular file, run as Java application. So from this also you can execute. So many ways you can execute your Java code. So now let me just, most of the times I will use this one. So run as Java application. So now you will see a new window which is appeared here called console window. So inside the console window, you can see the output which is produced by your Java program. Now this program, we have created two statements here. So what this method will do is system.out.println. What this will do is, whatever we have included in the double quotations will be printed as an output in the console window. Okay, in the console window, we can see the output which is produced by this particular program. So this is a very, very first and very basic program in Java. Okay. Now, similarly, we can also create. So for example, let me close this class. I want to create another program. So right click here, new, again, take the class. And this time I don't want to write main method manually. So what I can do is just provide one class name here. Let's say second program. And here, before clicking on finish, just to select this checkbox, public static void main. So because by default, the method will be included in this particular class by default. You no need to write main method manually. So select this option, just click on the finish. Okay. Now you will see a new class is created along with the main method. So this time you no need to write main method because already we have included this. So this is just a comment. Comment means this statement will be ignored by Java. So just we can remove those comments. And these curly braces can be there in the same line, or we can put in the next line. Okay, that is up to you. So this is a class and this is a method. So where we have to write the code, here we have to write the code. Here we have to write the Java code. Okay, so this is another way of creating the class along with the main method. All right, so we have seen how to configure Java, how to configure Eclipse, how to write a basic Java program.